Okay, I am live only 25 minutes later. I have no clue, you guys, what in the world is going on with my software, but for whatever reason, it is not working. There's going to be a little bit of jiggling around for a second as I plug my phone in. Let me know if you can hear me. Sorry, I'm just plugging the phone in, so it's a little bit bouncy for a second here. I don't know what in the world is going on with my software, but it's not working like at all. So I don't know. It was saying that it was live, but it never went live. Like nothing ever happened. So I'm not totally sure what the deal is with that or why that happened. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just using my phone. So we won't have any fancy overlays today, but I am just trying to get everything pulled up so I can update my description again. I just feel so bad. No, hey Ree, we were having some trouble with my other stream. So I started, like I had planned a stream, and then for whatever reason, it like didn't work. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it still says it's waiting for me, even though, oh, you could see me? Oh, somebody said that they could see in the video. I don't know. I'm so confused, you guys. I don't even know. I have no clue what the problem was, like why it wasn't working. It was just like something to do with the connection between the third-party software and this YouTube, I guess. I don't know. There's no sound. If you guys, okay, but people are saying they can hear me. Okay. I hope that you guys can hear me. Oh, it's a little bit delayed. So there's that, but it's not too bad. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I am just updating my description so that everything from my last live is in this one. I feel like such a schmuck. I'm so sorry about that, you guys. Let's put it in live videos. Okay, so hopefully we are back in business. What I'm gonna do, I don't know if I can while I'm here, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to delete that other video because it still just shows that it's waiting for me, and that's so strange. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand. Okay, so let's see if I can get rid of it so that no one is going into that video thinking that they're supposed to be somewhere and they're not seeing us. Okay, so yes, here it says scheduled. Up top I have one that says live now. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. Sorry about this, you guys. I feel so rotten. Yes, I understand that it can't be gotten back. Okay. All right, so I have at least deleted the other video. So now that there's not two, let's see if I can watch this one. So I have the playback here. So what we're going to be doing tonight, while I get all the administrative stuff set, what we're going to do is we are going to go through the process of making a watercolor card. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do some heat embossing on this distressed watercolor cardstock. I've never used this for heat embossing, so fingers crossed it works okay. I've never tried it. Hey, and sorry I'm not answering your chats right now. I will catch up in just a second. I am popping my chat out now, actually, so that I can have it in a separate window without having to have the replay on. So if at any point you guys can no longer hear me or see me, just please let it, like, I don't know, say it right away in the chat if anything changes so that I can get on it right away, because I don't have the replay open right now and I'm just tweaking my camera a little bit. Sorry about the wobbling. Okay, so no fancy layout today because for whatever reason it was super broken. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this card or this stamp set here called Beautiful Day from Altenew. And we're gonna use the outline images in order to do some heat embossing on the watercolor cardstock. And then we are going to use Aqua Pigments from Brutus Monroe to loosely watercolor on these floral images. I hope this works. I can't make any promises because I have no idea if this is going to turn out or not. So I really hope that it works. And hello to everyone who has been bearing with me through all of this crazy trying to get everything set up junk. I apologize. Oh, hey, look, this has, apparently I used this other side of this at one point. I did not use the textured side, but I used the smooth side. Why don't I, that's a good reminder. That's so funny. Here's a clean piece. Let's go with that. Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm so sorry that I didn't say hi to everyone. Gosh, you guys are awesome for hanging out with me. Okay, so we're going to use the smooth side of the cardstock because I feel like we'll get a better impression. Now, this is the Tim Holtz Distress Watercolor cardstock. This is from Ranger. I do have the links down below for everything, hopefully, that I'm using. If you guys are interested in any of that, just let me know. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the Mini Misty here because I want to make sure that I get, and actually, I'm going to use my Big Misty. I changed my mind because I want to go off the side of the cardstock, and the mini is not large enough for that. Okay, so I'm going to use the original Misty. Just kidding. And we're going to use the outline image here to stamp out our flowers. I'm going to use the same image for almost the whole thing. I'm going to use only two, I think. I'm going to use this one here, which is just the outline of the floral. And hey, Michael. You missed all of our technical difficulty. I had to like cancel out my last stream and start a new one because it was not having it. I don't know what's going on, but what a hot mess that was. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of get these. This is not going to be in any sort of particular order. I'm just going to sort of like fly by the seat of my pants, but if you guys watch me at all, you know that that is kind of just my jam. That is how I roll. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get my anti-static powder tool, and I'm going to go to town on this background. I'm going to cover this in so much powder that I don't even know. I don't know what else you cover in a lot of powder, but whatever it is, I'm going to be comparing it to that. Oh my gosh, Dawn, I can't wait for it either. If you guys are not familiar with the World of Heart live stream event that is coming up, there is a 24-hour live stream event that I am going to be taking part in. It is hosted by Tiffany Solorio, who is awesome. She's in here in my chat sometimes. She's really good at mixed media, and she just does a whole lot. She does cards, but she also does like all kinds of altered projects and just really cool stuff. If you're not following her, you totally should be. But yeah, her name is Tiffany Solorio, and she is the one who is hosting the event. And she has put together 24 hours of live stream coverage. So during that 24 hours, literally every hour, there will be someone streaming for an entire 24 hours. Obviously, you don't have to go to the whole thing if you don't have 24 hours to spend or you aren't going to stay awake for 24 hours, which is totally reasonable. You can just go however long you can or want to, or just... Is Nightbot going to be okay? I hope so. I hope we had a chat. I hope that Nightbot is kind tonight. I need some kindness after all that stream mumbo jumbo we were just dealing with. Okay, so anyway, the live stream is, so like it'll start at 7 a.m. on March 30th. and then it'll go all the way through until the next day, which is crazy, right? So I will be on at 1 p.m. Eastern time, so I think 10 a.m. Pacific time. But yeah, so 1 p.m. Eastern time is my 1 hour. So I'll be live for 1 hour, and then I'll hand everyone off to the next person. I hope that it's going to be super cool. It seems like it's going to be awesome. Okay, so I'm turning on my heat tool now so that I can go ahead and get my background heat embossed. I'm going to keep repeating this process until I've filled my whole background. And so it's going to take us a little bit of time to do this part. I'm going to make sure that my heat tool is nice and hot before I go to my watercolor cardstock. Now, this is a thicker cardstock, but it will still warp if you apply too much heat. So we want to make sure that we're not taking the heat tool to it before it's ready. I think we should be good now. Now, I don't know if you guys can see the color change. Obviously, it's white on white, which makes it kind of difficult to see that melting action happening. And we're going to turn that here. Okay, so now that we've got that first one done, we can go ahead and move our flowers around. And basically what I'm going to be doing is, see, it does warp a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to put down the powder and then the embossing ink and then the embossing powder. So we're just going to keep doing this over and over until our background is full. So what I'm going to do is grab my microfiber cloth from Brutus Monroe. Now this is extremely dirty right now, but I want to at least clean off most of the embossing ink so that I'm not transferring it as I get my stamp laid out. I will dust it with the powder again, but just to be safe, I like to kind of try to change it up a little bit. Now I am going to change the direction that the flower is pointing so that we get a good variety. Like, they're not all facing the exact same direction because I don't feel like that would be very realistic. I am using this little sample of sticky grid that Heidi sent me because she's a huge sweetheart. And so I'm using that up top, and then I'm going to kind of use the magnet to help me down at the bottom as well. And again, I'm just sort of positioning these in any sort of way. No real rhyme or reason, just kind of like where I feel like it might look nice. And that's that. Hey Gyps, thank you guys. Oh, hey Amanda. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Sorry that our stream is not fancy. I don't know what in the world was going on. Maybe Gyps might have some insight. Now that you're here. My super tech guru, sort of. Basically, we tried to go live through the OBS, well, Streamlabs software, and it said it was connected on my end, but the stream never updated. It was like there was some sort of communication error between Streamlabs and YouTube, and it never sent the stream over to it never sent the stream to YouTube. So like it for like 20 minutes it just showed that it was waiting for me to be live. And I kept trying to like restart it and figure out what was going on, and it just didn't work. Hey Tracy, you will be happy to know, sweet Tracy, that you are not the only one who has issues with live streams. I just spent like 25 minutes trying to fix my live stream and it did not work. So now I'm back to my old setup. No fancy stuff for us tonight, but that's okay. It doesn't always have to be fancy. It's fine. I did overlap my flower here a little bit, but I think that's okay. I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Okay. So what we're going to be doing, for those of you who have joined since I explained the process for tonight, what we're doing is we're going to heat emboss our background. So we're taking and using clear embossing powder, white embossing powder on white watercolor cardstock. And we are going to stamp out the whole background. Oh yeah, it's because I'm using my phone. And actually, funny story, Ree, I did fix the mirror image problem. I totally fixed it. And then I couldn't even get the stream to load. I was so mad because I updated it and it all looked so good. Nope, wasn't happening. But yeah, so I don't know what that was about. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to stamp out this whole background, apply embossing powder to the whole thing so that we can do some loose watercoloring with the Aqua Pigments. I hope that this is going to work. Like I told everyone who was here at the beginning, I don't know if this is going to go the way I want it to or not, but we're going to try and see what happens. And I don't need to fill the entire card. It's totally fine if it's sort of like sporadic. It's just supposed to be random, floral, whatever. Like there's no real pattern to this at all. I know, stupid technology. It's like a blessing and a curse, that technology. I feel like it's so cool, the things that they've figured out how to do, but I'm not super great at all of that yet. And so I find that sometimes it's more trouble than it's worth for me sometimes. But that's okay. We'll figure it out eventually and it'll all work out. This is actually the first time that I have tried using the pop-out chat feature. So basically I don't have my replay live at all on my computer. I only have the chat window open. And so this is definitely a different experience because I can see your chat a lot bigger, which is awesome. But I can't see the replay. So I have no idea how far behind I am or like if it's laggy or not. So I'm relying on you guys to keep me updated about the quality and how everything looks. And if we get frozen, make sure you let me know so that I can figure out what's going on. Because I'm not seeing the video anywhere. Okay, so we're just doing the same thing here. I hope that you guys will chat with me and tell me all about what's been going on in your lives. I feel like we haven't had too much time to catch up and chat recently because we've been doing a lot of, you know, fiddling with my live streams and all that. And I feel like we're not getting as much time to just do the kind of craft and chill. Is that, you know how like they have Netflix and chill? And we have craft and chill. Oh, I already did that side. Look at me putting embossing powder where I already heat embossed. Whoops. Anyhow. So tell me about your lives. What's been going on with you guys? I also really need to refill this embossing powder, you guys. It still seems like I have a lot, but it's really not that much when you start pouring it all over your card. And I'm using my nobody wants you. What do you mean? Gyps, I need more information. What do you mean nobody wants you? I want you. I love you. That counts for something, right? It's so true, Tracy. It's hard to, like, I don't know. It feels like when I have the replay on, I feel like I'm more connected, like I know what's going on. And now in this sort of situation, I feel blind. Like, I don't know. It feels so weird. Hey, Stacy. All right. I'm so bummed about the feed also, you guys, because there's this cool feature where it comes up with this really cute little alert and a sound every time someone subscribes to my channel. I'm like, how stinking cute is that? Like it pops up and it's like, so-and-so just subscribed to your channel. And it like pops up for everyone to see. So like everyone in the chat or whatever would see that message like, oh, hey, so-and-so just subscribed. And I think that is such a cool feature. And it was really cute. The noise was adorable. I really, really liked it. And now I'm bummed because I've been looking forward to this all weekend to showing you guys my new layout and because I've been working on it for like hours. And so I'm super bummed that it just didn't work out tonight, but I'll figure it out and we'll get it. What noise? Oh, I can't make the noise. But it was a really cute noise. It's like, it almost sounds like a video game noise, sort of. I wish that I could make the noise. It's really cute. It's like a kind of thing, like a cute little alert. I don't know. Don't ask me to do that again. It's not happening. Okay, so I'm on the last flower, thank goodness, because I feel like this is probably the longest part of the card, is doing all of this individual heat embossing with all these little flowers. Now, technically, I could probably stamp out all of these at once because the Brutus Monroe embossing ink doesn't dry fast like the other sticky inks do. However, I just felt like, I don't know, it might be safer to just try to do it this way and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside because I think we're pretty much done with that for now, at least. Because I'm on my last little floral bit. Oh, thanks, Ree. Nothing like putting me on the spot and making me do impressions. Yay. Okay, so we're on this last one. I think this is gonna be really cute. I know that you guys probably can't see this, and so it probably looks a whole lot like a white piece of cardstock to you. So sorry about that. Basically what we're doing is just stamping out all these floral images and, oh yeah, Aqua Pigments, yes! Ooh, Angela, that's awesome. I've made a couple of trading cards, artist trading cards, but I have not made a lot of them. I want to do more of them. They're fun. Ooh, Eliza, I have an easy press. I've only used it a couple times, but I really like it. It is extremely more easy to use than an iron. Ask me how I know. I had really bad results with iron, with my Cricut stuff. Okay. So we are good to go on the watercolor cardstock front. What I hear you're supposed to do, which we are going to try out. Ooh, I forgot to put this in my description. Okay, you guys, this is my new best friend. I recently placed an order with Ranger and I got this because I thought, well, I already had this one and 3 of these. So now I have a Mr. Family. I have the baby and the mama and the papa. Oh, that's really cool, Fatima. Ooh, that's really nice. Nice. I was trying to say neat and nice at the same time, you guys. Okay, so the mini mister is great. I use this, I have one specifically for alcohol inks. So I keep a little piece of washi tape on there because this one has alcohol in it. That way I know which one has alcohol. And this one would just have water, but it's empty right now. Okay, so I also have this one, which I use most frequently. This one is just a traditional mister. It's got the little spray nozzle here that you use. You just squirt the top, obviously, and you mist it. This one is the Distress Sprayer, and it has a more wide and fine mist, which is really cool. I don't know. Nothing but great reviews on that sprayer. Yes, it's my first time trying it. So, well, I mean, I've tried it like, it's basically, I just got it like a couple days ago and it's my first time trying it for anything like this. So we're going to see what happens. Basically what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to spray the water onto this cardstock where we have our design, which you probably can't see. But we've got some florals there, some flowers and some leaves. They're hard to see because it's white on white. But what we're going to do is we're going to pick out some pretty colors and we're going to drop on the colors, like literally straight from the dropper, and see what we can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out, I don't know, coral. All right, so I've got my Aqua Pigments here in this cute little tray. I have more, but this is just like the basic colors. So I'm going to pick coral and I'm going to pick maybe red violet. Maybe I want magenta instead of coral. All right, let's go with magenta instead of coral. So we're doing magenta, red violet. I've got my pearl here in case we want it, but I'm not sure if we're going to use it yet. Happy birthday to everyone who has had birthdays. Happy birthday, Lisa and Eliza. That's awesome. Oh, happy birthday, Tracy. You guys are so cool. Okay, so we've also got some green. I like the yellow green best, I think. So let's use the yellow green, and let's use, what do we have? We have blue and blue green and turquoise. I think I'm going to try blue green. I don't know if I've actually even used this one. Okay, so we've got magenta, yellow green, blue green, red violet, and let's pull out also yellow or orange yellow. I mean yellow orange. Oh, I don't have rhubarb yet. Did it sell out? I didn't get it. I probably should have, but I did not. Okay, so here are some base colors. I don't know, we'll see. I have water brushes, but I'm not sure. Let's just use them. Let's go for it. I have 2 water brushes. I don't know that they have much water in them, but we will see. No, that one's like empty. This one has water in it though, so at least there's that. Okay, so what we're gonna try is to just drop on some color. So let me figure out where we're gonna start. Let's start at just one of, okay, I'm gonna start at this flower here. You probably can't see it, but I'm gonna start here. We're gonna spray this with the water, and then I'm going to drop on some of the color and just see what happens. I don't know. I hate to waste this because hopefully we don't, I don't know, we don't waste all that we've done so far, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's start with the magenta. So I spritzed it with water. I'm gonna take the dropper and I'm literally just going to put some color around the outsides of the flower. And the idea here is to really let it just do its own thing. Like, you don't want to try to like work it too much. And I could just totally destroy this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's getting all over my desk, which is fine, but let's just put a thing here. I could use a media mat, but what fun would that be? Okay, so while it's still wet, I am going to add in some of the purple here. And the idea is that the colors blend themselves. Like, you don't have to really work at it. You just sort of plop it on there and call it good. My scientific explanation of it. Okay, and this is probably going to look like a hot mess for now. Hopefully we get some better results and it doesn't keep looking like a hot mess, but we shall see. Oh, so many birthdays recently, you guys. All right, I'm going to put a little bit, ooh, that's going to create a bit of mud there. I'm going to put a little bit of that blue here in the center. Ooh. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. These colors should all work fairly well together. Oh yeah, Tracy, that's a really good idea. I really struggle with going live even still. So don't feel like, you know, I mean, I don't know. Every time I go live, I get nervous. And like currently, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just like trying to see if this will work. It probably won't, and I'll end up with like a hot mess. But that's all right. Worse things have happened. And like I keep hearing people say, it's just paper. It's just whatever. They'll make more. That's what I keep hearing. It's just paper. They'll make more. Okay, so this looks pretty gross. I don't know. Once the, oh, see, you can see the white lines. That makes it look so much more pretty. Okay, so once this dries, because I want to keep some of that cool pigmentation on the outsides there. Oh, I'm going to get a little bit more of the pink because I didn't quite fill in the flower on the edge here. But, I'm going to put like just a little bit more here to fill in the outer leaves, or the outer petals, I should say. All right, there we go. Okay, so this chick who has only done 5 videos can do it. What? Unlisted on YouTube. Yes! That's exactly how it works. Yep, you can send the link to, oops, just a couple of people. I don't know. I feel like anyone can do it. You just have to sometimes it takes a lot of effort to try to figure it out. But you know, once you figure it out, it's all smooth sailing. But you can see, like, even I had a hard time tonight. I mean, man, you know, it happens. All right, let's do some orange. Okay, so now we've done this one. I want to leave this one alone. Hopefully you guys can see that. I want to leave this one alone. Here, I'll let you see it up close. It looks like a hot mess. Hopefully once it dries, the white will show through more, so you'll actually be able to see the flower outline more, because right now it just looks like a blob of color. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it and work on a different portion so that we don't bleed the colors together. Because when you're working with watercolors, as I say, like, yeah, I'm an expert or something. I am totally not an expert, you guys. But what I've heard and what I've learned, whatever, is that when you are working with water-based stuff, you should make sure that one area is completely dry before you work in an area next to it. Otherwise, those areas will bleed. I'm going to try to flatten this out a little bit so that it doesn't run so much off of the edge. And I tried to keep the water, like, generally speaking, where the flower was. Like, I tried not to get it too crazy. All right, so that first one that I used was the yellow orange. Now I am moving on to the yellow. You guys, my yellow is broken. Huh, look at that. It doesn't have the dropper on the end. That's weird. It's in my, I wonder if I can still use it. Looks like I can. The dropper broke, it looks like, inside. It's at the bottom. I can see it. That's crazy. I can't believe that. Yikes. It's in the bottom. I don't think I've ever used this one before. I don't think. Yikes. I've had it for a long time too. But some of them I just hadn't used yet. Whoops. Guess I should have checked it. What is going on here? I have the hardest time. Do any of you guys have a hard time opening these? It's like they're child-proof, but I just can't. I must be a child. Because I can't ever get them open. Yikes. I just have a hard time with those sometimes. I think this is gonna make mud. Oh well, it won't be the end of the world. I wasn't really thinking about my color combinations here, you guys, because I was distracted about my Aqua Pigments. Okay, that's okay though. I'm gonna leave it just like that. And then what can I use in the beginning or in the middle? Oh, your brown one? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I know they are adult proof. I don't know what that's about, but man. Okay, let's see. I could probably wait until that dries a little bit, but I guess I could use blue. Can you use blue and green together? I think you can. Ugh. Yeah, see, like, I don't know. I just have a really hard time getting them to do what I want. Oh well. Okay, so I'm trying to find clean pieces here because I don't want this to travel too far. And you can always just soak up some of that extra color with the paper towel like I am. Well, I'm glad I'm not alone. Ooh, and you guys, look, as this one is drying, it's starting to look way super cool. Oh, I think this is going to be really neat, you guys. Okay, so we've got that, and it's kind of in process. It's not quite done, but I think this is really neat. I think that they sell new droppers on the website, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to take a look and see. I'm pretty sure they do. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some of the leaves. So I'm going to come... actually, I probably want to wait on the leaves. I'm going to do this one first, but I want to wait until these areas are a little bit more dry. So let's go down here to the bottom corner. And like I said, I'm trying to keep the water sort of local to the area, only the area that I want it in, which is the inside the flower. I'm going to try a little bit more of the, I'm going to add some other colors that we hadn't used in yet. So there's one of my hairs, sorry. I'm going to use some purple, some of the darker purple. This one is called Violet. And I'm just trying to keep that darker pigment towards the outer edge here. And then theoretically, it should blend as we go in. I want that darker pigment to soak into the paper more. I'm going to come in with Fuchsia. Oh no, that's good to know though, Heidi. I did not know that. I don't think I've ever used this one, so I did not know that was a thing. Let's see. Okay, so that is the purple. So that was violet and then turquoise. Oh, thanks, Ree. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the magenta in the center here where we have some open color area. Now this is a ton of water, you guys. This is a lot. Okay, I definitely will. I will let her know. I'm going to get a clean paper towel so that I can blot off some of the excess, but I don't want to take too much because I want to keep a lot of that pigment there. So I'm not even like really touching the paper. I'm just going close enough so that it touches the water and it automatically sort of like wicks up the color. Because if you touch the paper, see how it gets like a lot of the color gone? And I don't necessarily want that. I want a lot of that pigment to still stay there. All right. I want to lighten it up a little bit, but not too much. And I want all of them to be different. Like I don't want them to be the same. I kind of want them all to have their own look so that it's like a really crazy rainbow dreamy sort of background. Okay, so oh, she has her YouTube channel is Pandemonium, which is super cute. I think she has this one as like her personal channel, and then whoa, you guys, the lid wasn't on that and I almost dumped it all over the table. That would have been so sad. All right, let's try to go over here a little bit. I'm going to try to keep the water away from the areas I already worked in. We'll see how well I do. A proposal on The Voice? No, I can't watch it until tomorrow. You're not supposed to give away all the secrets. I probably could have used less water here, you guys, and that would have been probably why I'm going to dab most of this off. Because I think what's happening is I'm just using too much water, which is okay. So what I'm going to do is come back in with kind of like lighter amounts of the color, and then that should help me kind of make it a little more intense. With less water, it will be less diluted, and then you'll get that brighter, more intense or pigmented color. So cool. Okay, cool. Whoop, whoop. I think for another leaf, I'm going to try, well, my yellow's kind of busted. But I think I'm going to, I think I'm going to come in with some yellow on the other leaves and see if I can make that work. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we've got one more flower down here. So I think I might do a modification of this one and do the yellow in the center. I do. Yeah, let's try that for the last one. Because I do have a water brush right here. like literally right here. So for this flower down here, let's try just using the water brush. And I'll just try to keep it more inside the flower a little bit. A little bit outside the lines is totally fine, because like this is supposed to be loose watercolor. It's not supposed to be anything crazy or whatever. Ooh, I can't really see the new pick. All I can see, gosh, I can't even get the, you guys, the lids. There we go. My poor busted yellow. I can't tell what it is because the picture on my screen is so small right now. But I'll have to check it out and see. All right, so I kind of like this, how it's like coming out in like a weird sort of pattern like that. All right, and then what did we use? We used the blue, so blue-green. Oh, man, I have such a hard time with the lids. I can't get them off. That's bad. All right, let's put this like right on the edge. See, I still end up with like a ton of pigment anyway. I probably could have just used a palette like a normal person. But you know, whatever. All right, let's use the yellow green on the outside just to finish it off. The cool thing about the way that this works is you keep, by only wetting a certain area, the color stays in that area because it only flows where there's already a liquid. So like if you don't put water on the outside, it will mostly stay inside the lines, unless you like completely saturate your paper, and then in which case, you know, it may go outside the lines. But that's fine. But yeah, the cool thing, so it kind of works hand in hand with the way that the heat embossing works, because with the heat embossing, you get, it sort of like pools the color a little bit, and you get these really cool results. Yeah, it's like tie-dyed. Yeah. That is really cool. I can only see a little bit of it. I can't see much, but it looks really neat. I'm going to take some of this green that I actually have from over here and dab it into my color on this one, just to kind of make it a little more interesting. I think that's a really cool way to add some more interest to this little flower over here. I think that that looks so cool, you guys. I'm excited about this. I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but I think this is really neat. Like, really super neat. I think this is so cool. Okay, so now we're in the tricky spot because we want to color in these leaves in the center here, but we don't want to touch the other stuff because we don't want our colors to bleed a bunch. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using the dropper for these ones, I'm actually going to go ahead and just plop some color down onto my mat here. And this is not like a craft mat or anything. It's just like a self-healing cutting mat from Fiskars. But I think it will do the trick. All right, so I put some yellow and then now some green. And this will wipe right up. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, Heidi, I can't wait to see what you make. I love it when you guys craft alongside me. I love seeing what you guys make. It's so cool. All right, so I'm starting with yellow on the leaves, which seems kind of weird, but I think it will work out. And because I have less pigment here, the color is going to be more faint, but I think that this is nice for the leaves because you get a little bit more of a concentrated feel. Like, rather than sort of up here where it's kind of just like all over the place, which is fine because, you know, we're doing loose watercolor, but, you know, sometimes you want things to be kind of in the place you put them instead of all over the place. You eat dinner with me. That's funny. I like it. I love having you guys for company. It's amazing. All right, so I'm just adding the green to the centers, and it'll kind of blur out on its own. Once this dries, you can also go back and add in more detail, more everything, more whatever you want. But I just kind of wanted to have like the yellow on the outsides, so that it gave it something, you know, like a little bit of extra dimension, I guess. All right. Oh, Ivy, that's so sad. All right, let's do this one. The water comes out of a really strange place in this brush. It always like oozes out of the top. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know if my water brush is like defective or something. I'm having all kinds of trouble, you guys. All right, this one I'm gonna do more just a natural green here. And it totally, this is just, you know, personal preference of how you want it to look. It really doesn't matter at all. Now, the cool thing is once this dries, it lightens up quite a bit. And then you can go back in and then add different colors without water. And by doing that, you can darken up the same, like without having to have 8 trillion colors, you can have a good amount of dimension and whatnot. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move my little piece of paper from underneath now that we've saturated it. I'm gonna get my heat tool out. I'm gonna heat it up, and then we're gonna dry this little guy and see what we've got to work with. This is so pretty. I think it's gonna look even cooler once it dries. Now you do want to be careful using your heat tool on something like this where there is standing water, because you can very easily blow it around and get the color where you don't want it. So just be careful as you dry it. You just want to keep the heat tool moving so you're not heating one spot for too long. This is definitely warping my cardstock, so I'll probably, once I get the main wet parts mostly dry, I'm going to turn it over and heat it from the back. Okay, so now I can heat it from this side, and it will kind of even out some of that warping a little bit. As it dries, the shape definitely changes, just because the water is contracting in certain areas and drying out the paper. Hey Eliza, welcome back. All right. So you can see now that we have dried this, it has a lot more dimension. I think so anyway. I think it has more dimension. I don't know if you guys can see that in the playback or not. I don't know. I think this one might be my favorite, and this one. I love these two. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we are going to take just the pigment, if I can get the lid off. Come on, little buddy. All right, so I'm gonna put just, gosh, my little pigments are so bubbly. Bloop. Really way too much. All right, so this, that's not the one I want. This water brush, which doesn't have any water in it, I'm gonna take this and I'm going to just go into some of the darker, or, you know, like the places where I want a little bit more color. And I'm just gonna add that in there, in those little areas. So this is going to give us a little bit more color, a little bit more dimension, and it won't look quite so loose. I can't decide. I like them all. Thanks, you guys. And the cool thing is, you guys saw, like, I was not doing anything fancy, right? Like, I was literally just blobbing the color on. and like letting it just blend together any sort of way. Like there was no fanciness going on at all. This is the first time I've ever tried this, like this sort of technique, and I love it. This is actually a technique, you guys, that I learned in one of the Altenew classes for the Altenew Educator Certification Program. And a water with no water. So it's just a brush. It's not a water brush. But yeah, so anyway, I am taking those Altenew certification program classes, and this is one of them. You guys can actually take that class. It's called Creative Watercolor Mediums or something, media. I can, hold on one second. Let me find the, hold on one sec. They should have the little class on here. Hold on. Edit. So that I can like point you guys in the right direction if you're interested. There's a bunch of different techniques in this class that I thought were really super cool. So this one is taught by Nina Marie Trapani, Jen Raza, and Debbie Hughes. If you guys don't follow Debbie Hughes, she is insanely talented. Creative watercolor. Let's start there. She is really, really, really talented. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you are missing out because her photos are to die for. Watercolor pan set. Haha, here we go. Okay. Hang tight. I'm going to pop this into the chat for you so that you can see this in one moment. Okay, so if I can find my chat box again, here we go. There we go. She is insanely talented. It's nuts. Okay, so there is the link for the class if you want to look at it and see what it's like. Ooh, Lisa. That's really cool. Did you tell me which class that you signed up for? Ooh, Jips, that's awesome. Yeah, so this one's called Creative Watercolor Media, and this was one of my favorite classes. I can't tell you all about it because, you know, you have to pay for the class, I guess, but it's really cool. I really, really like this one. All right, so what I want to try to do is use this darker green, theoretically darker green. Oh, Lisa. And then see if I can, this color doesn't quite go with the stuff here, but I wanted to add like a little bit more to the centers. I just want them to have like a little bit more dimension. I don't know. I keep saying these same things. I don't know if they make sense or not, but I hope they do. Okay, I hope this helps. I don't know, maybe it doesn't help. And by no means does this need to be perfect. You just sort of, like I was saying earlier, blob the color on there wherever it might look nice and call it good. Like literally not fancy. I don't know. Like I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just sort of adding color wherever. Fabulous Floral Frames. I have not taken that one. I haven't seen that one. That sounds really cool. And they're the ones to take a floral class from. Altenew has some of the most gorgeous floral images I have ever seen. They're so beautiful. All right. So now we've got our cute little panel here. I hate to even try to cut this down. That's going to break my heart a little bit. Man, that's gonna make me so sad, but I'm gonna do it because I have to. All right, let me heat this up real quick with the heat tool. Probably just pick it up like a normal person. Ooh, as that's drying, that color looks so much better. Ooh, that's so cool. Oh, I love that. Okay, that looks way better. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm trying to just flatten this out a little bit so it's not so bendy. Usually if you do it while it's still warm, you can get some pretty good results without like bending or creasing the paper at all. This is a very sturdy cardstock. So it is, let's see, does it say what weight it is? It is 20 sheets, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, double-sided. I don't think it says what weight it is. I don't know. Convenient pre-cut sheets, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Anyway, you guys can still see me, right? It got awfully quiet in here. I just want to make sure you guys can still see me. Let me know if you can hear what I'm saying. Oh, that's okay, Sue. Have a good night. Okay, cool. It just got a little quiet in here. Man, I've got like the hiccups or something. My paper trimmer is junk right now. It needs a new blade, so I'm getting a little bit of these rough edges, but that's okay. I'm going to take a little bit off this top also. It needs to be 5.25, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Oh, hey, Tiffany. I was talking about you earlier. So we are trying out some watercoloring with, so this is the Ranger watercolor paper, and this, oh, thanks, Tiffany. So we used the Ranger watercolor paper from Tim Holtz, and then we used Aqua Pigments from Brutus Monroe. So these are liquid watercolors. We just spritzed the area that we wanted to watercolor and then dropped on with the dropper the color of the pigments and then just let them blend together as they did. I don't know. And this was our end result. I think that is so cool, you guys. Okay, so I did pick out some sentiments also that we can maybe choose something from. So we have life is beautiful. I love you more than words can explain. Every day is worth remembering. I don't want to do this really long one, I don't think, because I want it to be like a vertical card, not a horizontal. Thanks, you guys. So Tiffany, I was telling them at the beginning that I was having a problem. I was trying to get my stream ready to go, and I had it all set up, and I've been working all weekend to try and like fix my stream up all super nice and whatever, and it wouldn't connect. Like, it just didn't work. I don't know what in the world was going on, but for whatever reason, it was like, heck no, I'm not doing that. Basically what was happening is it would say I was live, and then it just never loaded. Like, nothing ever happened. It was crazy. Like, never updated that I was there. Okay, I'm just grabbing a new piece of black cardstock because I checked all my scraps and I'm out. All right, so what I'm going to do is just trim down a piece. Let's see. I'm going to use this one up top that says, I love you, whatever this says. I love you more than words can explain. Let's see. So, here, maybe. I don't know. We'll do it kind of thick to start with, and then we can always just trim it down. Yeah, I was telling them earlier, Tiffany, about the some black cardstock to Christopher. I was telling them earlier about the 24-hour live stream event for those people who had not heard about it yet. Yeah, we can trim a good amount of this off. This is going to be cool. All right, so you guys know how I like to heat emboss in white on black cardstock, so that's what we're doing. Because of course, I'm going to put it a little bit more towards the middle sort of here because just in case, oh, Melanie, that's awesome. Just in case I need to trim off one side or the other, I want to have it long enough that I can still do that. Ooh, look at that. It fits perfectly in my original Misty. Yay. That's awesome. All right, so I'm just going to line that up here. I do need to take off this other flower that's still sitting on here. All right. Yep. And my sticky grid helps it stick, which is awesome. Let's make sure. Yep, still good. Okay, so I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool, which is right over here. Hopefully by Wednesday's stream, you guys, I will have my software issue all figured out and we won't have that same issue. Maybe I might have to have some of you guys help me test it tomorrow night or something and figure out what in the world is going on. So I may do just like a non-creating, just testing the stream sort of stream tomorrow night. Whoa. And see if I can figure out what the problem was. Oh. Hopefully Nightbot doesn't yell at you. I'm always surprised at what he thinks is inappropriate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this off of here. I'm going to use the Brutus Monroe Alabaster embossing powder to heat set this. Whoa. And I'm running low on my Alabaster embossing powder, so I'm going to have to restock soon. Oh, it's so cute. I love this sentiment. I love you more than words can explain. That's so sweet. All right, I'm gonna end up having to show you guys my my super top secret trick for when I have stray embossing powder. Oh yeah, he hates caps. True story. So I'm gonna show you my super secret tip for when you have embossing powder where you don't want it. But first, I'm gonna use my Swiffer. My Swiffer. You guys, I can't even speak. I cut up these Swiffer cloths and keep them in this little container that I got from the Dollar Tree. Excellent investment. You get 2 in a pack. I keep it in my embossing drawer at all times for just this sort of occasion because somehow, you guys, I have embossing powder all over my desk. It is nuts. I don't know how I have that much embossing powder because I don't feel like I use that much, but man, that was a lot. All right, heat tool is going on, so it's gonna be noisy for a bit. It does work really well, yes. It works like a magic thing. The Swiffer cloths work incredible for cleaning up embossing powder. But that's not really my trick. What my trick is, oh, and you can also use it like this. So then after you're done, you just do this and it picks up the dust and like the stray embossing pieces that are left. So then it cleans up your black right back to black. I really like it. It works really well. Okay, so the thing is, I know I couldn't get all of these tiny little flecks out of there. So what I do is I take a Copic multi-liner and I just put little dots of black right on top of those white flecks of embossing powder. And it when it dries, because it looks like you can see it when it's wet, but then as it soaks into the paper, it just like disappears. So if you ever want to cheat and make it look like you're really good at embossing, you just get a Copic multi-liner or probably any sort of black pen like this, and then just, you know, put it right on there and then get rid of all those little black pieces or the white pieces on your black background. You could probably do this on white cardstock also. Like if you used black embossing powder on white cardstock, you just use a white gel pen. It works for me. I don't know. I like it. And then now it looks like we have a nice crisp and clean embossing or embossed sentiment. Yeah. Because I'm a cheater. Okay, so I'm thinking, I don't want to cover up any of this, but it's going to be thinner, so we'll keep that in mind. Let's see. I'm going to trim off some of it at least so that it's not quite so crazy. All right, let's do, that gives us like 1.25 inches on the other side. And then now we can go this direction. The cool thing about this little trimmer is that it works really nicely as for like lining up where you want to cut, because it has that little wire guide there. So see, now we've trimmed off some of this. I think I might even trim off a little bit more, so it's a little bit closer. You know, we'll see what happens. I don't know how lucky I'm gonna get with trimming off little pieces with this. I may have to enlist the help of my Caterpillar Pro. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable cutting that. Okay, so what I want to do is compare this really quick. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what happened. There's embossing powder all over this. It must have gotten stuck there, like when I was dumping it out or something. I don't know. Okay. Let's try this again. Whew. Okay, so we've got, because I want this to be like mostly centered, but I think I cut it a little uneven. Oh well, that's fine. I really don't like guillotine trimmers, to be completely honest. I know that a lot of people swear by them, but for whatever reason, I can't ever get a straight cut with them. I don't know. No, I haven't gotten a new blade yet. It just works better with certain papers than others. As it gets more and more dull, it starts fighting with my paper, and then like eventually it won't work with any of them, but for some of them it still works okay. I'm thinking I might trim this down a little bit more. Ooh, that looks nice. Oh, this is gonna be a super pretty card, you guys. Ah. Okay. I've got a couple little dots showing through that I can shave off. I think that the width is good on that. I am so excited about this, you guys. I wasn't sure. I know I told you at the beginning, I was like, I don't know if this is going to turn out or not, but we're going to try it and see what happens. And here we are. Okay, so do we think we want to pop it up, or do we want to pop... Let's leave this one flat, and then we'll pop the whole card base on up on foam. We'll use the... I knew what you meant. I'm pretty good at understanding what you guys are talking about, even when we have typo errors or autocorrect, because I am a victim of autocorrect as well. Man, there really is embossing powder everywhere, you guys. It keeps getting redistributed back onto my desk. My my poor Swiffer cloth is getting its workout in now, but that's okay. That's what it's for. Let's just try to rub the back of this, rub the desk, rub the front. Okay, is this what we decided? We were going to go this way? I think that looks really pretty. Ooh, moment of truth, y'all. I don't want to stick it down until I'm totally ready. I'm trying to look at it in the preview and see what I think. I think that's pretty good. I want to try to get it as straight as possible. Ugh, good grief. This darn embossing powder. All right, so what I'm going to do is get my Copic multi-liner back out and just go right on over those lines that we didn't get, or the dots that we didn't get the first time, or that have since appeared, it seems. Woo! And it makes it look like we heat embossed it perfectly and didn't have any issues at all, which I think is super cool. I love that. Yeah. Woohoo! Okay, so there's that. there's the card front. Oh, I love it. Okay, and then we're gonna add to the back, we're gonna add some foam. Thanks, you guys. All right, so this is gonna be our card base. It's gonna go right on here. Oh, that's gonna look so pretty. Okay, let's put some foam tape on the back. This foam tape from Brutus Monroe is really thick, and so I like to use it for popping card fronts up. Yes, the big foam tape. What does Christopher call it? The Big Mama roll or something like that? The pizza box. It comes in like literally a pizza box because it's such a huge roll. I'm actually like running low, you guys. It's very small compared to how big it used to be. Oh, hey, Tigger Mama. I think this is the first time I've caught you in a live. Or you've caught me in a live. I don't know. Either way. I think this is the first time I've seen you in here live. Ooh. Taking off some of that extra on the edge. It's definitely thicker than the Scotch ones. Actually, I have it here. So this is the difference. And you can see them side by side. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see. So the Scotch one is like maybe 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, I think it might be like 1/8 of an inch, and this one's like 1/4 of an inch or something. I don't know the exact measurements, but I do know that it's definitely way thicker. So if you're looking for something to give a whole bunch of dimension, this, 1/16, my goodness. Waves wildly. Hello, hello. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's giant. I've had this roll for a good long while now, and I use it like this, like a ton of it. And I pop all my cards up like this, which is great. Is 1/8. Oh, man. I'm bad at measurements, you guys. I'm not very good at guesstimating. But yeah, so it's definitely much thicker. Twice as thick, even. All right, so let's pop this little guy on here, and then we can decide, do we want to use clear sequins? Because I definitely want to use sequins, y'all. Do we want to use clear sequins so that we can kind of keep the focus on the background? Or do we want to... Oh, someone asked Mary. Bless her little heart. She probably went and looked it up. Okay, you guys. So there's the basic card. Let's add some sequins or something. I don't know. We got to add something flashy. Let's see. Not clear. Well, we've got clear droplets. So there's that. We've also got larger clear droplets. We have tiny little sparkling clear sequins. And I think I have another thing of, oh, I put all of my clear, my big stash of clear sequins is in this pop-up jar thing. Yes, it's excellent for Shakers Re because you don't have to double layer it. You can just use one layer. And now for popping smaller things up on cards, like little things or little sentiments, I would recommend still using the Scotch stuff because it is easier to cut and manipulate in that way. Whereas the Brutus Monroe stuff is extremely sticky, and so it's hard to cut. I usually just rip it, so then it's hard to get a tiny little piece. It works really good for, you know, like how I just used it, which is like popping stuff up on the cards and whatever. I do have these other ones too, you guys. I don't know if that is too large. Is that too big? Maybe like 1 or 2 of those. Oh yeah, cut it in half. Yeah. You guys don't like the bigger ones? I don't know. What's the cost difference between the 2 foam tapes? I haven't ordered the Scotch one in a long time. I'm almost out. Oh, just too many. Yeah, I can always take more off. I haven't ordered this one in a long time. I think the Brutus Monroe one is $25 for the whole giant roll. And then I do have that link down below. I have some of the Scotch tape linked down below, but it's a small roll. It's not the huge one. Let me see if I can find sided tape. Not clear mounting tape. That's not what I want. I always have a hard time finding it. Scotch double-sided tape, 900 inches. I don't know. No, that's not what we want. I don't know. I'll have to research it and find out. It's been a long time since I've purchased it. So I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it and let you guys know. Newsflash, on Amazon is the Beltec foam tape, exactly the same size as the Scotch 3M, same length. $11. What? Holy bejesus. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to go look that up right now. Hold on. So I can save it and not forget about it. You said Beltec, B-E-L-T-E-C-H. Foam tape? Is it black? No. Wait, hold on. 36 yards. Is that what I'm looking at? 36 yards, 1/8 inch or 1/16 inch. Okay, so you could choose either. That's fine. That's really cool. I'll have to keep that up here. That's super cool. Oh yeah, 1/2 inch wide. That's what I have. Yeah, like 1254 it says. That's crazy. I'm gonna pop this in here for you guys in case anybody is looking for it. So you can see the one that I am looking at. I mean, $12, that's pretty good. For 36 yards, I mean, that's a lot of foam tape, y'all. And depending on what you use it for, that is a lot. That's definitely a lot. There we go. Oh my gosh, $70, 70 Australian dollars. What's the conversion, Ree, for, man. Hey, that's okay. Thank you, Tiffany. What game are you going to play? You should tell me what game. Okay, let's talk about these clear drops. Or yeah, the clear drops. Let's figure that out. Where do we want these to go? How many do we want? I don't want to overwhelm the card because I want it to be, you know, whatever. Okay, so I kind of like these two up here. Let's see. Yes. Now these are not like glued down, so they will move. I used some of the larger ones. Sorry, the lighting is not great. I used some of the larger ones and some of the smaller ones. Oh my gosh. My husband was trying to get me to play Fortnite for like a million years, and he's kind of stopped playing it recently. I should at least try it at some point. Okay, so I'm digging this, but I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to put too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think maybe this. Maybe that would look good. Hopefully you guys can see them. I don't know if you guys can even see the little drops. I feel like the camera doesn't always pick up some of that stuff. At least one on the purple one. Down here. Should I add one? Yeah. Or down here. What do you think? Whoop, whoop. Okay, so I've got some Lawn Fawn glue tube. Literally it says that. Glue tube. All right, so what I'm gonna try out is I'm gonna pull out that little quick stick thingamajiggy. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, lower, you think? Oh, I missed your, oh yes, I did miss your comment about conversion. Australian is about double. Wow, man. You think like down here? Like way down here? Or like, give me that feedback, Tigger Mama. I like the live interactive portion of this. All right, so while I'm waiting about that one, I'm gonna try to use this little guy again. I've not had the best luck with this, so I'm hoping to give it another shot and see. See, the thing is, like, it doesn't unstick very well near the darker area, like down here, like right there. It's like once I have to poke it hard enough for it to actually stick, it doesn't let go anymore. So then I have to like tap it with something else. I don't know. Oh, thanks, Tracy. All right, let's add this little guy down here. Yeah, see, it like still sticks to the piece a little bit. I don't know, it's weird. But like if you don't push it hard so that it would come off easy, then you can't pick it up. I don't know. It's all strange. Yeah, see, it like doesn't come off very easily. Oh well. Whoa! It's upside down. Man down, man down. The good news is this stuff dries clear, but good Lord. Whoa! These little drops are flying all over the place, y'all. Okay. Crisis averted. What Lisa said. Oh, all right. Well, I'll try that on the next time then. Goodness gracious. I'm obviously not using this right. Oh, that's because this is the lid to my glue. Oh, Lord have mercy. That would be why it didn't fit. Okay, cool, you guys. Look at our finished card. I cannot even believe this. Holy bejesus. Look at it. It's so pretty. I'm impressed. I didn't know if this was going to work or not. I'm excited about that. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and let you guys go. I am going to work some more on my my layout and figure out what in the world is going on with my live streaming and why it's not working. I may come on tomorrow also and see, you know, if I can figure it out. I probably won't do any crafting tomorrow if I come on, but I will probably be doing some troubleshooting and seeing if I can get it to work. So, you know, there's that. Okay, awesome. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and being patient at the beginning when I was having some struggling issues. I hope that I will see you all again super soon in another video. I will be live again on Wednesday for sure, possibly tomorrow night, but Wednesday night around 7:30, I will see you guys all again for sure.